Hello everyone, my name is Emma and I am here at the Montana Science Center to show you what's in our new Home for the Holidays STEAM kit. So, let's start with what's in our STEAM kit. We are going to start with the first activity overview of material. We are going to need the tape, one gold pipe cleaner, one brown pipe cleaner, the ruler, our little reindeer head that was laser cut here at the Science Center, and this little package with our red LED pin light, our battery, and our googly eyes. All right, for the second activity, we will need 3 red pipe cleaners, the pencil, our code sheet, and our red and white pony beads. For our third activity, make sure that you have our white pipe cleaner, the borax, which comes with its little warning label. Make sure to read this with your adult. And finally, for our fourth activity, we will be using the box that this kit came in, some plastic, some aluminum foil, this toilet paper roll, and finally, a sock and our rice. All right, I will give you a couple minutes to check that you have all the material you need. You got it? Awesome. Now, this is what comes in the STEAM kit. Let's make sure that you have a marker, some scissors, and a mason jar at home. That's right. I see you over there. Good? You got it? Awesome. We can now start our activities. Activity number 1, pipe cleaner circuits. All right, first step, we're going to grab both of our pipe cleaners, the brown and the gold, and we are going to cut both of them in half. Grab your scissors from home, and you might want to fold them in half to really be able to get in the middle. Excellent. Next one. Let's do it. Perfect. Now we have 4 pieces of pipe cleaner. So, we are going to clear off about 1/4 inch each end of our pipe cleaners. And that's because we need to have better access to the metal that's in the middle of our pipe cleaner. So I'm going to grab my ruler and measure about 1/4 inch. And with just my fingers, I'm going to take off the excess brown and gold to get as much of the metal cleared as possible. Might take a while and it might not be perfect, and that's all right. We just need a little bit of it to be exposed. All right, have you managed to expose 1/4 inch of your pipe cleaner? Good. You might have needed to use your scissors to expose it. Make sure to ask the help of an adult if that's a little difficult. And you want to make sure now also to not poke yourself with the end of the brown pipe cleaner, because it can be very pointy. So we have our 2 brown pipe cleaners with both ends exposed. We are going to grab our coin cell battery and our LED pin light from the little pockets in the kit. What we're going to do is we are going to connect the positive side of our LED pin light with the positive side of our coin cell battery. But how can we tell which side is positive? Well, for the coin cell battery, it's not too difficult. If you look closely, there is a plus sign on one face of it. That will be your positive. The other side doesn't have any sign on it, but because we know the first one is positive, the back one will be negative. Now, for our LED pin light, make sure that when you grab it, both pins are facing straight down. You do not want them to be spread apart. We won't be able to tell which one is negative and which one is positive. So have them facing down, just like this, and notice that one of the pin is longer than the other. The longer pin will be your positive side. The shorter one, the negative. Now, we can spread them apart. Just remember which one is positive and which one is negative. And place it in front of your two brown pipe cleaners. Now let's do the same thing with our coin cell. And now I have facing towards me my pin light, the brown pipe cleaners, and the coin cell battery. I am going to twist the exposed ends of my brown pipe cleaner to the pins of the LED light, whilst remembering which one is positive and which one's negative. All right, I'm going to twist with the exposed metal first. And I'm going to twist a couple times to secure it. Fantastic. I'm going to use the second pipe cleaner to twist on the negative end of my LED light. And same thing, I'm just going to twist the exposed part. Make sure to ask the help of an adult if that is a little difficult for you. All right, I've got it. Look at this beauty. It's the nose of Rudolph. So, I'm now going to grab the tape that was in my green box in the STEAM kit. And with my pair of scissors from home, I'm going to cut 2 small strips of tape. Perfect. Now I'm going to remember which brown pipe cleaner is connected to the positive side of my LED pin light and which side is connected to the negative. So, the positive brown pipe cleaner is going to be taped to the positive side of my coin cell battery. And I might want to put in a little bit of the brown pipe cleaner with fur just to secure it, because the metal might not be very secure with tape only. So, if you'll look closely, you will see that I have my brown pipe cleaner, some tape, and I have the exposed bit of metal here, and a little bit of the still furry part of the brown pipe cleaner also taped. Awesome. Let's do the negative side now. And you should see it light up now if you've connected every part correctly. Let's do this again. This is here my negative brown pipe cleaner, and I connect it to the back face of my coin cell battery, the negative sign, and see, Rudolph's nose is lighting up. Fantastic. Now, we can tape it to the negative side. And what do you think you're going to need to do if you want to turn off your red LED light? That's right. All you need to do is gently remove one of the pipe cleaners from either side of the coin cell. You've created a gap in your circuit so the electricity cannot flow anymore. Fantastic. Now, let's grab our reindeer head and our gold pipe cleaners. It's time for us to make some antlers. All right, so you now have your little circuit with Rudolph's nose lighting up. Let's grab our gold pipe cleaners and make some antlers. With your ruler, measure 2 inches of gold pipe cleaner and cut. Again, you might want to fold at 2 inches just to make it easier for you. Fold and cut. Same thing for your second pipe cleaner. Fold and cut. Now I have 4 pieces of gold pipe cleaner. I have these 2 larger ones and these two smaller ones. I am going to grab one of the shorter ones, and I have the exposed bit of metal here. I'm going to use that to wrap around one of the larger ones, just like this. It kind of looks like the letter Y. Do you have your first antlers? Nice. It should look like a Y. We are going to do the same thing with your second set of short and long gold pipe cleaner. So I'm going to grab the short one and have the exposed metal part wrap around the larger gold pipe cleaner to make my second Y. All right, and here we have it. 2 antlers for Rudolph. I'm going to grab my circuit, which should look like this. I'm going to squish it a little bit to create the ears. Can you see the ears here? All right, I'll squish it to have my ears. And I am going to wrap with the exposed bit of metal facing down one of my antlers to the spot right next to my battery, right before the ear. So let's wrap it to have our first set of antlers. All right. Now, if they're a little heavy, you might wrap them a couple times. There we go. All right, I'm going to do the same thing with the other antler on the other side. And I'm going to secure it by wrapping it around the brown pipe cleaner a couple times. I want to make sure those antlers stay put. Excellent. We now have a pipe cleaner circuit that looks like a deer and 2 antlers. But of course we have our reindeer head to make it look even more like Rudolph, the red-nosed reindeer. So this is when you should grab your tape one more time, and I like to grab a fairly large piece of tape, just like this, and fold it on itself. And you can ask the help of an adult for this part. And have this piece of tape on the back of my reindeer head. I'm going to place my coin cell battery on this tape to secure my head. Now, it's just a matter of adjusting your pipe cleaners so that it wraps your reindeer head as it should. All right, I'll be right back. So, I've adjusted my pipe cleaners. I've just twisted them on the sides here to make the ears, and adjusted just by pushing on the pipe cleaners to make them to the shape of my reindeer. And I added some tape in the back to secure my battery even more. And look at that. Its nose is all lit up. But what are we missing? We're missing the eyes, of course. All right, I will grab my 2 googly eyes. They're very small. And I'm going to grab a piece of tape again. And I'm going to do the same fold of tape that I did for the back with the battery. I'm going to fold it once, fold it twice on top of itself. And if you have some glue, you may also use some glue from home. But I don't mind using tape, since that's what I have. And I'm going to stick my 2 googly eyes on the tape. Oh my goodness, look at this. It's Rudolph, the red-nosed reindeer. And that, my friends, is activity number 1.
Our second activity today is going to be coding with candy canes. So what we're doing for this is we're actually going to learn how to code our names using a binary system. And then we're going to use pony beads to represent our names on our red pipe cleaners. To start off with, I'm going to write my name in my worksheet so I can figure out exactly how to code my name. My name is Heather. Now I'm going to use my coding sheet to figure out exactly how to represent each of these letters. On our sheet we have the lowercase letters and we have uppercase letters, and those are represented by the binary system in a different way. So we have to start with an uppercase letter, and then the rest of the letters of my name I'll use lowercase. So the first letter of my name is H. So I'm going to look for capital H, and here is the number that represents that. 1001000. I'm going to start by writing that down and then write all the rest of them down too. Okay, I've got my code figured out for my name. My next job is to figure out which of the two colors I want to use for the 0 and which of the two colors I want to use for the 1s. I'm going to represent the 1s with red and the 0s with white. You can do it that way or you can do it the other way. It's up to you. The first letter of my name is a capital H, which is going to be 1001000. So I'm going to add the beads in that order. A red, 2 whites, another red, and then 3 whites. This is the binary code for a capital H. Now I'm going to add the rest of the letters of my name. I finished coding 5 of my letters, and because I have a long name, I can see that I'm not going to fit it all on one of the pipe cleaners. So what I've done is I've actually pinched off the front of my pipe cleaner so that the pony beads don't fall off, and I'm going to add on the other end another pipe cleaner so that I'm ready to add the rest of my letters. Okay, I finished coding my name, where each one of these beads represents a bit, and 7 bits together is representing a letter in my name. I'm going to turn this now into a candy cane. The way I'm going to do that is I'm going to cut off the extra, because I didn't need all of the second pipe cleaner, and I'm going to bend it closed. Now I'm going to take my whole giant cane, and yours might be smaller than mine if you have a shorter name than me, and turn it into a candy cane. And I can hang it on my tree or put it wherever I want, and I know that it represents my name. So our next activity, we're going to make borax ice crystals. For this activity, you'll need to find your mason jar, the pencil that came in your kit, your borax, your white pipe cleaner, a spoon for stirring your borax when we start mixing, and you'll also need the tiny little piece of string that came in your kit. So the first thing I need to do is cut my pipe cleaner so that it fits my container. I want to cut it so that it won't touch the bottom of the container when I have it hanging from my pencil. So if you have a really big mason jar, yours is going to be longer than mine. I have sort of a small mason jar, so mine is going to be kind of small. I'm going to cut it about to right here, and we'll see if that works. If it doesn't work, I've got some extra, so I can fix my mistake if I do it wrong. I'm using my scissors to cut, and then I'm going to use my tiny piece of string to tie to one end of my pipe cleaner. And then the other end I want to tie to my pencil. Now this is the tricky part. I don't want my pipe cleaner to touch the side or the bottom of my mason jar, but I do want it to be as low as possible. So I kind of have to do a little trial and error. I think this will work, and then I'm going to check if I'm right. If I'm wrong, I just can untie it and do it again. Let's see if that's going to work. I wish it was a little lower than it is, so I'm going to make my string tied a little bit differently. So it goes a little bit lower down. And try again. I like that better. It's almost touching the bottom, but it's not touching the sides. Now I'm going to take my pencil with my string on it and set it aside because I need to mix up my borax. Borax is a chemical that can hurt your eyes if you get it in your eyes, and sometimes it bothers their skin too. So when you're working with borax, just be very careful that you don't splash it on your face or on your skin, and maybe ask a grown-up for some help. What I've done is I've boiled some water, 3 cups of water. And I have my borax already measured. It should be about 9 tablespoons. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put all of my borax into my jar. And I'm going to start mixing in my very hot water. It was boiling, now it's just very hot. The idea is I want to dissolve all of the borax. By using hot water, I'll be able to get more borax dissolved than if I used regular water. When I'm all done, we call this a super saturated solution because it has more borax dissolved in it than I could get in water that was room temperature. You can see that in my jar, I could only fit about 2 cups. But if you have a bigger jar, you can put more in. You could put 3 cups in. My jar is very hot. Be careful with the hot water. I want to make sure there's no big chunks on the bottom. Sometimes you have to stir for a little while to get it to all dissolve. Okay, now that I have it dissolved, I'm going to go ahead and lower my, my pipe cleaner back into the water, or the solution I should say. It's not water anymore, it's now borax solution. And this is the hard part. I'm going to have to set it aside and just let it sit for a while. As it cools, the borax that I dissolved into the hot water is actually going to leave the water and deposit on the pipe cleaner, and it's going to make a really cool looking crystal. But it takes time, so I have to set it aside in a place where it's not going to get bumped and let it cool down for a couple days, and I'll come back and check it out in a little bit.
For our final activity, we are going to make a bear den out of the box that the STEAM kit came in. So, grab your box and grab your last remaining material. That should be the aluminum foil, this piece of toilet paper roll, this sock, and this bubble wrap. We have the box, we have 5 cotton balls, and our rice. We also have a black marker. That came from home. You can use any marker you like. I'm going to use black so that the features of my bear come out better on the white sock. So, to start off, we're going to grab our sock, the toilet paper roll, and the rice. So I'm going to set aside the other material. I'm going to open my bowl of rice. You may also have a bag of rice in your kit. And I'm going to place my toilet paper roll at the top of the sock to help me fill the sock with rice. Now, this may get a little messy, but that's okay. I'm going to start pouring the rice into my toilet paper roll to fill my sock. And there you have it. A sock filled with rice and a table slightly covered with rice. But that's okay. Science is often messy. Now, I have a good amount of rice in here. I'm going to tie a knot at the top of my sock to make sure that no rice escapes. All right, simple knot here. And you may ask the help of a grown-up for that part. And then I'm gonna pull on it a little bit. It's secure. So this is a white sock, meaning that this is going to be a white polar bear. Now, I'm going to move and clean up a little bit of my station before the next part starts. All right, I cleaned my station a little bit, and I have my white polar bear. Now, to make sure everyone can tell that this is a polar bear, I am going to draw 2 eyes, a nose, and a mouth. You can do it however you want. I am going to draw 2 circles for my eyes, a large circle for my nose, 1 straight down, just like this, for the nose, and then I'm going to add my mouth. My bear is very smiley, so he is going to have a big smile. Here we go. My polar bear. And if you want, you can kind of like tuck the tail in the back so that it really looks like a bear. Awesome. I'm going to set my bear aside and I'm going to build its den. All right, in my box, I'm going to layer however I want using the different material the den. So maybe I'll start with the bubble wrap. I'll push it in and make sure it covers all the sides. I may use some of the tape to secure the bubble wrap on each side of my box. Let's see. Here is my tape. And I'm going to just use a little bit to secure my bubble wrap. And cut with my scissors. There we go. All right, now I will add a layer of fluff. I am going to, with my fingers, fluff out my cotton balls. And I'm going to place those all around the box. So at the bottom, just like this, and on the sides to create a good layer of fluff. That's how real bears make their den. They layer all kinds of different material, natural material, of course, not plastic and cotton balls and aluminum foil, but leaves and fur, their own fur, and whatever they can find in their natural environment. Often, their den won't be much bigger than themselves. They'll find or create the right size den for themselves. All right. You may also use the tape here to help you secure the cotton balls to the wall. I will be right back with you when I'm finished with the fluff. All right, I added fluff to all sides of my bear den. I am now going to use the aluminum foil to create one last layer for the bear den. Might be a little noisy. All right, I unfolded it, but it's a pretty large piece. So I'm going to use my scissors to cut smaller pieces of the aluminum foil and layer them on either side of my box. For the last piece of aluminum, I'm just going to fold it and tape it to the top of the bear den, the top of the box, because I want to make sure that that there's also a layer on the ceiling of the den. All right, look at that. We got ourselves a real bear den with all kinds of layers to keep our bear hopefully very warm. Now, time to ask the help of a grown-up because I need to put my bear in the microwave for a couple minutes. Let's start with 2 minutes. Once your bear is hot, but not too hot that you would burn yourself while holding it, you'll place it in the bear den and see how warm your bear will be kept once you close your bear den. All right, I'm gonna let my bear go in the microwave for a little bit. All right, my bear just got back from the microwave. I only put it in there for 1.5 minutes, and he's already pretty hot. So, in the den he goes. I'll close the den now. Good night. All right, now you may use some tape or something a little heavy to put on the top of your box. And now, put a timer on. Maybe wait 15 minutes, half an hour, and see how long your bear den can keep your bear warm. All right, I'll wait. All right, our bear kept really warm in his den. That's what a bear needs when they go into torpor. Torpor is a form of hibernation, but that's what bigger animals do. They don't completely sleep. They're semi-awake so that from time to time they can wake up, eat, and make sure that their surroundings are still safe. Smaller animals tend to hibernate because, well, they're smaller. They don't need as much food to last through a long sleep. So, now that we've completed all 4 of our activities, I will let you know what to do with all this material that you have left. To start off, this bear you can use all winter long. Ask the help of an adult to heat it up before you go to bed and slip it at the bottom of your bed. It will keep your toes real warm. Anything in this box can be recycled. So the aluminum can go with metals. The bubble wrap actually should be thrown into the regular trash, as well as the cotton, but the box itself can be recycled. Now, you can use the rest of the tape for other projects, and you may also use your ruler and leftover pipe cleaner for other projects. You may have some beads left, or you may not. These can be used for all kinds of things, bracelets, necklaces, or you could make another candy cane. You can reuse the little baggie, the big baggie, and this container for other uses. Finally, you may recycle the toilet paper roll and any of the papers provided in the box, including your manual, into the paper and cardboard bin. Thank you so much for using this STEAM kit. I hope you enjoyed it. See you next time.